So I realised like I need to start looking at products and getting the right products that will help my curly hair. So the brands that the YouTubers that I watched, because they're mainly American based or Canada, they had access to like all the products that we all know really well, such as David Curl, Shea Moisture, As I Am. We didn't really have that over in the UK in like 2013, 2014. So the products that we still had were mainly still tailored to straight wavy hair. When it came to curly hair, the products over here weren't really easy to get. Like you had to go to certain stores and mainly most of the time you had to go to London to get the really good products for curly hair or hair salons, but sometimes they would charge like a ridiculous price for some products. Like I think there was like a leave-in conditioner that I brought was like £17. I think that was Care. I think I pronounced that right. It was a really good leave-in conditioner, but I wouldn't pay that much again for just a leave-in conditioner. So curly hair products were very expensive in 2013, 2014 time. And of course, being a uni student, it was like, can't get hold of that. So I did look through for like other brands, such as Cantu was something I used a lot during my time at uni. So I saw they were really good, reasonably priced. They were starting to be stocked in Boots and Amazon as well, and they were quite a good price, like between £5 and £8, which was very reasonable for me and something I could afford. So I didn't really use Shea Moisture, As I Am, or David Curl really at all at the very beginning of my curly hair journey, but just because I couldn't afford it. Because it's a lot more expensive at the time over here in the UK than it was in the USA. I used Cantu products and I started to change the way I did my curly hair routine, especially when I dyed it, which was one of the things I should not have done during my transition curly hair journey. I did the ombre hair look, so I had like the dip dye look of like blondie orange brassy colour here and then dark here. I loved it, to be honest, because everyone at uni did it. It was like when you left home, it was kind of like, finally I can do what I want whenever I want sort of feeling. And I did literally, and I think I got my ears pierced as well, like up there whilst I was at uni. I was like, gonna do it anyway, why not? So of course, because the ombre is basically bleach in your hair to be like a blonde, the ends were good for probably about 2 weeks and it got really dry, very knotty, and it was good that I started to change my curly hair routine. So with the curly girl method, I started to use conditioner to co-wash my hair, and I started to deep condition a lot more. I used different tactics. I used to wear a bag over my head, like a plastic bag, and I was using a towel as well to dry my hair, not realising it was drying it out so much, making it more frizzy. I think I had a old t-shirt with me from uni that I was not really wearing, so I decided to use that as my microfiber towel, because you can use a t-shirt as well, it works just as good as a microfiber towel. So I used that to dry my curly hair, and I did notice a difference over time, especially after 3 months of doing that consistently. Once a week I did the co-wash, and I did a shampoo once a month to clarify my curls. But I also did use bicarbonate soda and water, I think was one of the ways to clarify curly hair, was something I did. So what that was is I just used bicarbonate soda and water in a spray bottle, and I sprayed it over my hair, and then I'll shampoo it out to help clarify my curls, and that'll make it like just super clean, and my scalp super clean as well. I didn't have coconut oil, actually, that was something I was finding very difficult to get hold of when I first started uni. I think it was halfway through my first year I was able to get hold of coconut oil, but in that period between that I used like a carrot serum oil to just seal in the product of my hair. Over time I think I grew more confident to actually start wearing my curly hair out and about, so it was very, very short, like up to here, and I'd still braid it as well. So I had it braided overnight, or I'd started to do twist outs as well, and I did that every night, and that made my hair super, super healthy and super, super protected. I did a lot of protective styles as well. I even cut my own hair, which I wish I never did, because even though at the time it looked okay, it wasn't corrected, because with curly hair, if you're a professional, you know what you can do to like cut the curly hair correctly, but it needs to be cut in like S's. And what I was doing, I didn't realise this, I was just cutting off my transitioning hair off over time, but sometimes I didn't do it evenly, so it was kind of like chop here, chop there, chop here, chop there. Whenever I saw like a damaged looking or curly hair piece that was more wavy than curly, I would just like chop it off straight away, and not realising that my hair wasn't levelled out correctly. But I was so focused on just getting my curly hair coming through, because I noticed as I was chopping it, the ends were healthier, did make my hair look a lot better, and I was getting new hair growth coming through. So that's something I did. I think I didn't really go to a professional during that time, because the last time I actually went to a hair salon back then was when I had it straightened. That was the last time I think I went to a hair salon in that period. It was only a year or 2 years later I went to a hair salon for the first time in where I live, because my mum went to one and she liked the way they cut her hair, and they cut it in the correct way of like focusing on the curly hair pattern rather than cutting it like as if it is straight hair, because that's what some people used to do with my hair type. Like if I went to the hairdressers, they wouldn't cut it right sometimes, because they're just focusing on cutting it as if it's straight hair. And yeah, that's what I did for most of the time with my curly hair at uni. It was I actually made notes because I couldn't remember everything and every single detail. What else did I note down? But yeah, that was really it. I think during my time on my curly hair journey, I was watching my hair too much. Like when I say watching, I would wake up nearly every morning. Well, yeah, I wake up every morning, but I wake up every morning and looked at the mirror straight away first. That was the first thing I did. And just looking at my curly hair, just seeing like, is there anything in here? Or like, how far? Or I'd be like, oh, it's about here, which is good. I would be constantly measuring my hair every single day, seeing like, is there any new hair growth? Not realising like what I should have done when I look back on it is I should have taken a picture on my first day of like starting my curly hair journey, and then a month after that, and a month after that, and a month after that, because you don't see change in a day, you see change over a long period of time. And I think it was towards the end of my first year of uni and going into my second year that I actually started to notice like, the curls are really coming through. So like in this picture here, my curls really came through pretty well and was looking really, really good and healthy. And I was quite like amazed that it got to there. And it was just being patient was one of the main things, just being completely patient. And yeah, my curls came through and they popped, and I just took really good care of my hair. And I also got to a point as well of fully accepting, in a way, myself, of like my heritage, sense of belonging and my own beauty, because during my whole time of my curly hair journey, from what I've said from the very beginning, I was always chasing after something else or how someone else looked, not learning how to develop my own beauty, because we're all beautiful in every single way, and there's no one kind of beauty. Is something I learned over my time, because it's so easy to see, like, look at someone and think, oh my god, you're so beautiful. Everyone's beautiful. That's what I say. There's not, that's the look, or that's the way you have to be, that's the way your hair has to be, that's the size you have to be. None of that. We're all beautiful in every shape, in every hair type, in every skin type, in every eye colour type as well. And it's just learning to accept yourself fully as a person. And yeah, it took me a long time. It took me a while to finally learn that lesson, because that's what this curly hair journey really did for me. And I'm so glad I did learn from my mistakes. And yeah, so I mean, kind of learned from most of my mistakes. I mean, I'm on my second curly hair journey, so there are mistakes that I did make again, but yeah, I will explain that in another video of my blonde curly hair journey. It's the right word. So yeah, that's my first curly hair journey in a nutshell. It was a journey and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it's made you laugh along with me and inspired you to just be proud of what you have, because that's the main thing that I've learned during this curly hair journey, to be proud of what you have, to be owning your beauty and not worry or care or even think what other people think, or even what society says of how you should look, because everyone's beautiful in their own beautiful, amazing way. And yeah, rock it out, let it shine, and I'll be sorting out my next video soon for the blonde curly hair journey, showing you how I went from black hair to blonde hair and how I maintained it. And of course the maintenance did get lost somehow during that time, because that's what led me to my second curly hair journey, which is what I'm on now. And yeah, I hope you guys look forward to it, and speak to you all soon, and take care. Bye.